Hello? Yes, Veltech, I changed the name because of you. You gave me this name now that it has been dubbed the Loudcast, so now it is the Loudcast. Everybody can thank Veltech for that. But hello and welcome to the Loudcast, the very first episode. Today we are doing Lord of the Rings, a very biased review of this movie. And I'm going to bring on the chaotic, the ranting, rambling madman himself, Gray. Gray, come on in, and you're late, by the way.
A wizard is never late. Nor is he early. We practiced this. I was shouting at chat. I fucked it.
You so tried to do it. But welcome on in, guys. I think you guys were all over in Gray's channel, weren't you? Oh my god. There's so many of you.
Some of that. At least one.
At least one. Okay, so.
And we almost never met it because Bellatrix started to consume all of us.
Yeah, I've seen that game, but I'm not good at card games. So I was like, what is he playing? I have no idea.
You don't have to be good at card games to play Bellatrix.
No?
You don't.
No?
Yeah, because it just breaks all the rules. So you make up your own rules.
Okay.
And it's very good that way.
Okay. Well, thank you for the raid. I knew you were coming, but thank you for the raid anyway. All right, so let us begin with Lord of the Rings. I hope you have notes. Do you have notes?
It was Dark Souls, right?
That's the last time we
we're not doing that. Not me trying to segue and derail this whole thing.
No, do not. No, do not. Okay. Okay. So we are doing Lord of the Rings: Fellowship of the Ring today. I don't know if we're gonna get through all of it because there is a whole lot of shit.
1 of 3, I guess.
There might be 3.
We have an itinerary, chat, and I'm not gonna lie, it's enormous, and it's like not even half of it.
Yeah, it's like I don't know how much we're gonna get through because I can talk about Kate Blanchett's voice for like 20 minutes. So yeah, that's not gonna work.
Well, that's actually funny you should mention that.
Why?
I saw recently on like an Instagram reel, because that's basically my whole Instagram is just like Lord of the Rings stuff and Warhammer. There's an alternative opening to Lord of the Rings. Have you ever seen it?
No, I have not.
Well, it's the opening, like it's the opening monologue, but instead of it being a Galadriel, it's Gandalf.
Really?
That exists. Yeah, no, that exists. I'll have to like post it up later, but yeah, the words are different. The whole tone is very different. Obviously being Gandalf's voice, it's a bit more bleh, but I still prefer the Kate Blanchett one. It's like there's a lot of like mystery, and it's like what's about to happen. You're not really ready for what's coming, and then it just launches into what's on your screen right now. It's amazing.
It has one of the most magnificent openings ever because it starts with a black screen and just her voice. Yeah. So it's like the world has changed, blah, blah, blah. And then you go into it, and then she's bringing history forward. So it's not a complete info dump. It's like a nice, warm segue into a story. I love it. It's beautiful. It is a beautiful opening.
It's an opening. Honestly, like this is we're probably going to spend 20 minutes talking about the opening.
I know. I told you. Once we go off on the opening.
Oh god, this is going to be a problem.
Yes, it is.
The thing that it does really well is Lord of the Rings as an entity is something that you can go really deep in, and you can like basically dedicate your entire life to, and you won't even know half of it.
Right.
And the start of this movie does really, really good at like bringing in someone that has not got a clue, and gets them right up to speed. You know what the hell is going on, but after about 2 minutes of this movie, you know the main threat, you know the history, and you know where we are. It's perfect. You're gonna hear me say that word a lot today. Like, Lord of the Rings to me is perfect. It's why I get very passionate about things that aren't perfect around the IP. And we're not gonna bring up Hobbit.
Hobbit.
We're not doing it.
I didn't mind the Hobbit, but I was kind of more like attached to Thorin's character because I love like that actor in particular. So he played him magnificently suspicious and strong and all of that. But most dwarves are like that anyway. But it's like, okay, why are you changing the plot? Just a little bit. You're like tweaking this plot, and it's not good.
I'm remaining silent.
I know you are because you're gonna go off. All right, so this movie was directed by the great Peter Jackson. And
the opening of that movie, like it actually can, like it always put the amount of times throughout the movie, and this is just you need to keep me on track.
I'm gonna try. Go ahead.
Where like a moment will happen and like the hairs will stand on end on my like my arm or my neck. It happens like 53 times every hour of the movies. It's unbelievable.
You know, it's an actual thing that happens to certain people, that they hear certain tunes or tones and you get goosebumps. It's called frisson. And it's really strange. I didn't know. I actually had to look it up because I have the same thing when I hear certain songs and tunes. But oh yeah, that opening OST kick in, it's like, oh, it's like absolute masterpiece, absolute. So yeah, but the opening is basically a segue into the story dump, which is what's exactly happening. Sauron being the big baddie that he is, and making the ring and taking on the kingdoms and all of that. And I remember watching the first opening. It's like, why did this big bad guy just die because his finger was cut off? I was dumb. So it was like, why is this happening? But it is an epic first scene, and you're just already going, okay, I'm gripping my seat. I'm ready for this God knows how long hour ride, depending on which version you're watching, how many hours you're watching. So if you're watching the regular, not so much, but if you're watching the extended, it's 3 hours and 48 minutes. So you better wear a diaper and have enough snacks to last you. I remember me and my sister had like an entire chocolate cake while we watched The Lord of the Rings. It was like, it's so good.
Each or?
No, just one cake. We sat and shared one cake. It was great. That was our first experience with Lord of the Rings, and it's like, yes, we couldn't stop screaming, Isildur! Every 5 minutes, because it was great. Absolutely fun. Do you remember your very first experience with Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, and honestly, I'm ashamed to say it was later in life than it should have been. I was like, I don't know, I had like a weird aversion when I was young. I'm not going to get too deep on this, to like nerd stuff, because I was afraid of getting like judged for it. Which I'm glad I've told that idea of my brain to go fuck itself. But and eventually my friend was like, you need to watch these. Kind of like what I do to one of my community members, Luke. We'll just name drop him. Where he's like, I've never seen it. I'm like, you need to do it. Like I can't accept
Luke?
anyone not doing it. Yeah, well, he hasn't seen the movie, and I'm not going to let this go. Like, come on. No, I watched Lord of the Rings for the first time when I was 16 years old. And my friends were like, what is wrong with you? And when I did watch it, I became immediately obsessed to the point where they did judge me, because it was just like, this is the best thing ever, this is the best thing ever, I love this, I love this, I love this. And they were like, you've only just watched it, why you, how? And I'm like, I don't know, I love this too much. It was him, and he just basically said, I'm coming over, and I'm bringing the extended version. I started with the extended, and he was like, "We're watching this. You have no choice in the matter." And he brought the Blu-ray around, and we sat and watched it in my bedroom, and it was just the best. And then the next weekend, he did the same thing, and the weekend after, and that was that, and I was hooked for until right now. It was glorious, and I then got lost in all things Lord of the Rings from there. Except the books, because I can't read. But anyway.
You have a clip saying that you can't read, so there's proof. Actual physical proof. No, I was gonna say I tried to read the books. I'm sorry if anybody loves the books. But I was reading the first part and going, okay, all right, I love you, Tolkien, okay? You've made this great, fantastical world with all of these beautiful characters and languages and all kinds of shit, but dude, put all of the words away. Okay, you're using too many words. So this is just strictly a review on the movie, not the books. The movie extended.
Thank God.
No, we're not doing the books. Okay. I mean, I tried so many times to read the books, and I just can't stomach it.
It's just, honestly, I don't even think it's because of the book itself. It's one of my greatest feelings is I just can't pay attention to a book. I can't do it. It's bad. I don't. I wish
attention,
I could. Yeah. I'll try and I'll get like 10 pages in. And I'll just pull, and I get there and I'm like, I could just watch the movie, and I do. You know what I mean? No, I've not been the best at reading books. My attention span's fucked when it comes to actually getting through them. And I tried, like, I was on a flight, and I was like, I'll bring the Lord of the Rings on the flight, and then even when I was sat in a large tube and with nowhere else to go, I still couldn't focus on it, and it just sucks. I wish I could read them. I've heard there's so much in there that is just like you could just lose yourself in that alone, but no.
So let us talk about this first battle sequence.
Oh yes, please.
Please. So I want to know your feelings on it, because immediately I got the goosebumps with all the armies and the swords and everything. Swords. I said swords instead of swords.
You said swords.
I said swords.
I said swords ironically, but you said unironically.
No,
I love that.
I just said it because my tongue is stupid. So it's like I'm watching this going, oh, this is an epic battle sequence. And it's like, wait, Mr. Smith is there, because I couldn't remember the actor's name. And I was like, oh my God, yes. And it's like, okay, so they're having this gigantic, and then everything goes dead quiet. And you see Sauron come out. And it's like, oh shit, why is he so tall? And then he just says, I don't care anymore, and just starts battling these people like they're nothing. It's like, get away, ants, get away. And it's just so epic, and it makes you, it's just so good. I'm sorry. I lost my words.
I mean, functionally nothing on the screen ever did that.
Yes.
And that's why it blew so many people. Again, I can't come from the perspective of watching this in 2001 when it released, but like even then, nothing did this. No battle sequence ever did this in anything ever. Like Star Wars was always epic, but not really. You know, a lot of things that tried to be epic. Lord of the Rings was just like, right, now we have a dude that's like 9 foot tall, and he's sending loads of guys flying just from the force of his mace alone. He doesn't even have to hit them.
Yes.
And there's so many people on the screen, and they're all visible. They're not like blurry messes. They're all in sync. They're all moving as they should. And it's just fantastic. Did you know they actually created like a software to make these battle sequences work? Like,
I did not. Tell me, you probably saw the behind the scenes stuff, didn't you, Gray?
Oh yes,
of course you did. Okay,
yeah.
well tell us about it then. And we're still in the intro. Yeah. We're still in the intro.
We're still in the intro. So. To get like more for like Helm's Deep and stuff, do they show this off in the behind the scenes stuff? But no, because there's so many things on the screen. Obviously, you can't get that many people.
Right.
So a lot of it's computer generated, but the way they all move, it's almost like a strategy game. How its AI works, like the Lord of the Rings they made their own thing just for the screen to have that many bodies functioning and moving and thinking like soldiers.
But
they did that. That's fun.
But
I think that's amazing, just for a movie.
In the fact that you can't tell, I mean, there's CG in there somewhere, but you can't pick it out. Like in some movies, you automatically know that it's CG. You're looking at it going, get out of my face. Get out of my face with that bendy Legolas. But this is seamless, and it's absolutely amazing. It's like, it is the biggest rush watching the beginning of this. And then you go to calm. It's like, look, grassy fields and Hobbiton, where I want to live, by the way, because I'm 5'2", and I could probably fit in there, and I could just sit and eat in my garden and smoke my pipe, except I don't smoke. But still, it would be the best place to live ever. So yes,
I would love to go there, because it is there. It's there in New Zealand.
Yes,
I would love to go.
Yes.
There's actually I talked about a lot of it. There's actually a couple of guys that are walking the trail from the actual Shire to the mountain they used for Mount Doom. They're doing it now on like a 40-day walk. It's 400 kilometers.
I'd love to do it.
They're bringing a one ring to throw into the volcano.
I'd love to do it.
Could you imagine doing that? And they're doing it barefoot, which is a bit weird, but it is. They're full dressed in hobbits, but like that's the thing. The Shire exists.
It does.
And I need to go.
Yeah, they missed the opportunity to make that like a bed and breakfast you could hang out in for like a night. I'm sure tall people would hate it banging your head off the freaking chandeliers.
Oh yeah,
and
but
shit.
I even said that to my wife. I was like, I would love to go in there and just be like Gandalf, bonking my head all the time. I'd be so happy.
I love that. I love it. It's just the whole area is like, it just breathes. It goes from this chaotic intro to Sauron, to the end of Sauron, to picking up the ring falling out of hand, then going back again, and then going into this peaceful glade. It's like, what the fuck? That is just the biggest carnival ride I just went through, and it hasn't even started yet. What the hell? hell is that? I mean, if it could evoke that kind of emotions right at the beginning, you're done. There is no hope for you. The nerd level is way off the charts.
What the movie does so well, and in its like first half hour, the first half hour is all introduction, which doesn't feel like it's boring because they're doing it so well.
Right.
What they're doing is they're using a lot of like color and sound to help you grasp onto what's going on.
Yes.
They're using all of the music. They're using all of the musical motifs possible in such a short space of time to let you know when that music plays what the movie wants you to be thinking or feeling. So like anytime there's like hopefulness or something, you hear the shower theme. When you're thinking, okay, something epic's about to happen, you hear the Fellowship theme. Or when something's like foreboding or bad, you hear the music of The Ring. Like they're locking that in so fast and so hard in the early parts of the movie. It's incredible. And the shower is a big part of that because they could be in the middle of Shelob's cave, like around Shelob's cave, above Minas Morgul, but they like Sam and Frodo could talk, and then like they play the shower theme, and immediately, despite it being bleak as all hell, it makes you feel like, oh yes, right, okay, this is going, we're doing it, it's going to happen. There's positivity here. I mean, we could do a whole podcast on the music alone, but
I know
it's. The amount of times I've had maybe a few too many beers and just put that soundtrack on and fell asleep is a lot.
There's so many good pieces in
so
it
good.
in general. You're just like, oh, I'm just relaxed. Okay, let's talk about Bilbo's birthday. So,
yes, let's
talk about Bilbo's birthday. Okay, it always confused me how everybody else went completely batshit when they put the ring on, and how Bilbo managed to keep himself in check for that long without freaking out. I guess it was the fact that he didn't actually have the ring on a whole lot, and he just kept it with him.
It's not actually that.
No.
So there's a lot of factors into why Bilbo isn't as affected by the ring as say Frodo was. So Bilbo's not affected by it anywhere near as much because Sauron, one, isn't as powerful yet. He hasn't. A lot of his soul hasn't like formed up as much. So that's not really a factor. The ring isn't trying to get back at that point. It's just there. Bilbo doesn't know what it is, which obviously Frodo does. So he bears the weight of it real quick, and he knows what it is, knows what it could do. Whereas Bilbo just thinks it's something that can make him invisible to get away from the Sackville Bagginses. So in Bilbo's mind, it's just an innocent trinket. But the weight of the world is on the ring when Frodo finds out. There's a lot of factors, and that's why the burden is so strong. And plus, Frodo is actively bringing it closer to Sauron by every step, which also adds on to the weight of the ring as well. So there's a lot of factors there.
Okay.
Bilbo just thinks it's a toy to sum it up. Because he's a simpleton from the village.
Yes, but he just wanted to be left alone, okay? That's all. He wanted to be left alone so he could write his book. I totally get that. And then this shenanigans happens. You know what I mean? I want to go visit the elves. I want to write my book. And then this ring. And it's like, no, we'll leave the ring. And then Gandalf's like, am I stupid? Has this been here the whole time and I haven't paid attention to it?
Yeah, Gandalf did fuck it, but like...
It's like, it's been how long, Gandalf? You knew he had it. You saw him have it, but you just didn't pick up on it.
Yeah, no, I mean, he did know he had something going, but like just didn't want to press him on it. Like, I think The Hobbit does bring that up, but
we're not
at the same time, how was Gandalf to know? Like, how long did Gandalf take to figure out it was actually the One Ring? It was ages.
Yes.
That's the thing the movie doesn't show you, and I think it's just because we can't just make a movie about 40 years going by.
It's true. It's true.
It is a long time before they figure out that is actually the One Ring, despite Frodo still having it for that long. Whereas the movie makes it feel like a week.
One of my favorite parts is when he drops the ring. When Bilbo drops the ring right before he leaves, the thunderous clap on the floor.
Yeah, the goof.
It's like, Jesus Christ, what the hell is that ring made of? But it's like all of the evil and the hatred and everything just slamming on the floor. And he's like, I can breathe again. And he was actually feeling lighter. It's like, oh my God, what a super dramatic effect. And then you get the point of view from the ring looking up going like, oh, fuck. Now I gotta find somebody else to carry me.
Yeah. I know that it's a wonderful portrayal of what the ring is.
Yes.
Especially, like you said, I've never actually thought of it that way. The point of view of the ring itself. I've never thought about that.
Yeah, it's the ring actually looking out now, going, "Oh crap! Now I gotta find another bear."
I need someone to hold me.
Yes, I need someone to caress me on their finger. So
hold me, please. Yeah,
hold me, please.
Please put me in your pocket. I'm cold.
Right. And Gandalf tried to pick it up and then goes, "Oh no, I ain't touching you. I need to go do research in my wizardy lab." Okay, that's fine.
And that's just it. Gandalf is afraid of that thing. And it's not that he's afraid of. And there's obviously different angles. This is why Lord of the Rings nerds are still talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
It's Gandalf isn't afraid of the ring. He's afraid of what the ring will do to him. Because and we see in the next, later on, like Galadriel has the same kind of thing, where the ring if Gandalf bore the ring, he could probably do good with it. But that is a ticking time bomb, and eventually it will just not. And he's so powerful that him wielding it would be awful, no matter how good you are. That's why the Hobbit is portrayed as the perfect being to hold a ring, because they are simple. They don't have much strength in your usual ways of looking at it in a fantasy setting. But yeah, no, there's been a lot of discussion on like what would happen if Gandalf took the ring.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a YouTube channel. I'm going to shout it out here. It's called In Deep Geek.
Okay.
Have you ever followed them?
Okay.
He does a lot of what ifs with the ring, and yeah, I think everyone, if you're interested in like, because he looks in like the Legendarium and stuff to figure out what's going on, and we're basically like if Tom Bombadil got the ring, we already know he would just not even care because he's just above it. Whereas like Gandalf or like Saruman or Galadriel, they show you what Galadriel would do with the ring.
Yes,
she would become an evil psychopathic witch being, and it's that's just how it goes.
She'd look
and
cool
Gandalf
though.
would probably be the same. She did look cool.
But yeah, there's
all
only
green and shit.
Yeah, there's only so many wizards in this world, if I'm not mistaken, at a time.
There's a few blue wizards, the brown wizards, and the greys and whites. If I'm missing one, I might be mistaken. The blue wizards are mostly just I've fucked off. Radagast is a moron, and we've got Saruman and Gandalf. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're all the Maiar, and they've been sent there to do jobs in Middle Earth. And we're getting to see that. I do know stuff, Chad. I can't read, but I know. But there we are. Again, I'm going off.
It's okay. So Gandalf, they picked the perfect person to play Gandalf because he just filled that character perfectly. So now whenever you say Gandalf, you see Ian McKellen. Yeah, you see him because that is Gandalf. It's like, yes, you are amazing. And Christopher Lee is absolutely Saruman. So Christopher Lee is an amazing god of horror.
Oh,
okay?
He's a legend.
This man was alive long enough to see the very last public execution. So
his life is fantastic.
He has got a great life. He was an amazing actor, and just to add him to this plethora of amazing people, it's like, yes, it's just so good. So just the actors make the connections to these characters on a different level, and it's like, yes, But we can talk about it.
I'd like to know who was the first person that Peter Jackson wanted to be Gandalf. It would have been so bad. I'm glad he said no. Sean Connery.
Really?
Sean Connery was in the eyes of Peter Jackson at one point.
Oh my god!
And he said no, thank God.
No, that would be totally wrong. No, absolutely not.
It doesn't work. No, I don't think it doesn't work at all.
No,
I couldn't imagine it.
No,
it is Ian McKellen. Ian McKellen is Gandalf. Because Lord of the Rings is sacred to me. I can't fathom another portrayal of him. Like, it is just Ian McKellen.
Yes.
Yeah, Sean Connery. Yeah. M-Track's with me here. Yeah. Like, it was Sean Connery was in there, and Ian McKellen almost missed out on the role because of X-Men.
Yes, he is Magneto.
He said no initially because he couldn't make it. Peter Jackson shifted some stuff around for him because he knew that he needed them.
I love that.
That was the role.
I love that.
Well done, Spider-Dine. Well done.
Okay, now we shall talk about one of my favorite characters, Sam. Samwise Gamgee.
Oh, Sam.
Sam is probably the biggest hero of this entire movie. I know Frodo carries the ring, blah, 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 with all the burden and suffering. But if Sam wasn't there, Frodo would have been... So,
there's no way. Yeah.
So Sam, I think he's brave, he's kind, he's gentle, he's everything, okay? I am going to take on the gigantic fucking spider by myself because I can, and I will protect my friend. It's just absolutely, Sam is probably one of the best characters besides Aragorn, of course, but he's still excellent character development through the whole movie. He stays consistent and loyal and amazing through the whole thing. Yes. Sorry, I'm done saying.
I think Sam is the ultimate hero. I will go to bat for Frodo. I think he does get a lot of bad rep. Like, people are like, oh, Frodo's... Like, my wife doesn't like Frodo at all. She's like, he's completely useless. I'm like, look, you don't understand. Look what he's going through. Like, Frodo is literally having the worst time imaginable. Like, so I'll go to bat for my boy Frodo. But yeah, Sam absolutely is... without him, it doesn't work. It never... I don't even think Frodo makes it past Gollum.
Yeah.
I don't think Frodo makes it past the first meeting of Gollum.
Yeah, Frodo's way too gentle of a person.
Just kills him and that's it.
He just wants he wants an adventure, but not the kind of adventure that he gets. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay. But luckily Sam's there to back him up. And then he's got the two idiots, Pip and Merry, that follow him around as well. So I think that's one of the problems with The Hobbit. There's too many characters that you can't identify with.
Yes.
So with the Lord of the Rings, each person is introduced in their own way, and you get a little bit of backstory. It's like, oh, okay, and then you either like or dislike them. You have enough time to develop a relationship with that character. In the Hobbit, it's like, I'm gonna throw all these fucking dwarves at you. It's like, I don't even remember half their damn names.
That's the problem, right? Let me have 1 minute of Hobbit, and it's not so much of a fault of the Hobbit as a whole, because in a book it makes more sense. But the movie is trying so hard to make every single dwarf have a role, because there's like, what is it, 13 of them?
Yeah, something like that.
Forgive my fantasy racism, but they all half of them look the fucking same. Just borrow like a select few that have really interesting, quirky characteristics, and they're all like Balin, Bralin, Brolin, Goblin, blah blah blah, and it's just like, how you cannot keep it up. Whereas the Lord of the Rings is like, right, we have the 7 main guys of the Fellowship, and they all split off to do other things, so you're always breaking away to see what they're doing. Whereas all of the dwarves are just the same place at the same time, going down a river of misery in barrels, making me want to die. And it just doesn't work, and it's why the Lord of the Rings does it so well, is because you got less characters and you get so much time with them in different settings and situations.
Exactly. In Beltec, I am not picking on Merry and Pippin. I named one of my rats Pippin, by the way. I love Pippin. I love how he develops as a character. I love Merry. Merry develops as well. And they become more of the heroic crew than just the tomfoolery in the background. So they grow and develop as everybody else does. So yes, a fool of a toque. Yes, exactly. So I have a fool of a rat. He's sleeping and staring at me like, Mom, why are you being so loud? Well, you have to deal with it. All right, what are we on now? The Discovery of the Pretty blah 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 blah. Sauron.
We were talking about Sam and then we started ranting about the Hobbit.
Saruman. We were talking about wizards and Saruman and Frodo's journey. So yeah, so Sam decides he wanted to eavesdrop and got stuck in the journey too, but I think he was probably meant to do that so he could protect Frodo and be like his bodyguard, a gardener as your bodyguard. Hey, you can always store tomatoes if he gets bored. But yes, that entire encounter was amazing as well. So yep,
I think that's what makes the stories a lot more wholesome as well, is all of the hobbits but Frodo kind of just like fell into the situation. You know, like Merry and Pippin fall into the story by just
helping,
being hooligans, and then falling down a hill, and now they're with Frodo, and then they realize shit's going down when they see the Nazgul, and it's like, right, okay, we should probably help
You just ran. That's one thing I love about the Hobbit race and characters themselves. They generally want to help. They're good-hearted.
I will do the thing. It's just it's portrayed as normal people dealing with a problem
Yes.
that they were never prepared for. The Lord of the Rings is a really good movie to just like focus your mind into and say, look, if I tried to have that mindset, I'll be all right.
Yes.
That's what's so lovely about it.
Yeah, it's just
A bodyguarder.
yeah, bodyguarder. I love that. But yeah, the introduction to the Nine is one of the most terrifying things ever. They have that creepy ass choir coming over your shoulder. You get that ASMR goosebumps because you see them all riding out. It's like, holy fuck, what is that?
I just got goosebumps thinking of the Nazgul song. I'm not even joking.
Yes, I did too. It was like, oh my god, just that creepy choir coming out and they all riding out in that V shape. It's like, oh god, how are these little happy, food-loving, smoking men gonna deal with this crazy ass thing? And it's like, we gotta go find Gandalf. He's gonna lead us the way. He's the ringleader. He's the wisest. He's gonna lead us on this crazy journey. Blah 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 blah.
You do better than I would love to see that. No, Hard Shore like actually just cracked with the soundtrack. We're probably every now and again just going to talk about the soundtrack. I think that's valid because every character or group of characters has a soundtrack.
It does.
It's just I like there's not a bad string of music in this entire thing, and every part of the Nazgul thing starts and you're like, oh, immediately you're like, oh fuck, this is about as bad as it can get, because at that point that's the biggest threat we've seen.
Yes.
And I think probably they're the most ominous threat in the entire movie, because they're always, no matter how far we go, they're always there.
Yes.
And that's what's so terrifying about it. Like the orcs are always there, but they're always different orcs. You know, you might see a troll, you might see Sheila, but like the Nazgul are always there, and there's only a limited amount of them. But the fact that they're always around is what's so horrifying about them. Because no matter what, their radius to the ring just keeps getting shorter as the movie progresses. Once they get away eventually. Murph, good to see. No, it's the Nazgul are horrific.
Are you ready for the nerd?
God.
We are drowning up to our nose in nerd right now.
We're not even out of the shower yet, and it's been 40 minutes.
We're not even out of the shower. No, that's because we keep getting trapped in the music and the environments and everything. You know, the creepy choir, which I call it. It's like, oh, you don't want to play that if you want to creep somebody out. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, this is good. I need to do a Lord of the Rings painting. Anyway, besides that. But
I really do, yeah.
I need to do that, yes. But they are absolutely terrifying, and they're just like when he leans over and his knuckles bend around that thing, and they're all hiding underneath, and all the bugs. It's like, I feel terrible before, now it's bad. Get the spiders off me. And it's like, I gotta put the ring on, I'll go away. And then it's like, no, I can't do that. And Sam's like, no, Frodo, you must not. And it's like, I'll throw this, and they'll run away. It was great. It was just like a succession of moments the entire time. I was like, oh my god. My sister's laughing at me because I'm wearing this face. Like, oh my god, don't do it! I was literally yelling at the screen.
It's really awful how much the entire world is inches away from destruction there.
Yes.
And you kind of don't. I think when you see that at first, you don't feel that threat, but the movie makes it clear as it goes on how close to bad that really was.
Yes.
If that Nazgul caught Frodo, it was done. Over.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no Aragorn or I always forget her name. There to save him. Why do I always forget her name? Liz Tyler's character. I always forget her name.
Oh my god, you just made me forget it! Oh.
You always forget her name. Arwen, yeah.
Arwen, yes. There's too many Owens. Yeah. There's too. I wanted to say Eowyn, but that's not. That's a character I despise.
Exactly, that's the different. That's the other one that tried to enjoy herself with Arwen.
She tried to get in his pants. Oh yes, but he said no. No. Yes. Me and my husband had this discussion. It's like, well, he kind of let her on. It's like, no, he did not. He was being nice and respectful. And she was like all Twitter-pated with all the anime sparklies and following him around. It's like, seriously, chill out, lady. Chill. Chill.
You know they actually added in a lot of Arwen to the movie compared to the books. Like that was a big deal. Was they threw a lot of that love cycle, whatever the fuck it's called, into the movie. It was very lightly referenced in the books, from what I understand.
Yes.
Made that a much bigger deal.
Yes, and then you have one of my favorite scenes. We have the wizard fight between Gandalf and Saruman. I was like, oh fuck, it's a wizard battle!
No, the first time I saw that, I'm sorry, I laughed. Because Gandalf breakdancing off his head, spinning around, was like, what the fuck is going on here?
How did they even do that shit? It's like, is there a wire on his leg or what? I didn't see nothing.
I don't know.
It's like, is that CG? I cannot see because it's seamless. It's like, oh my god.
It was one of the things that kind of sucked me out of the movie for a second. I was like, wait, what's going on? What's going on here? This is silly. But it's become less silly as it goes on because you realize that, yeah, this is actually fucked. But no, just seeing him absolutely breakdancing and having a good time was wild.
What annoyed you, Murph? The CG? Yeah, there was a lot of CG in The Hobbit, but we're not allowed to talk about The Hobbit because Gray will go off. He's already gone off once.
About that, I do need to address that. But the thing that was so criminal about it in The Hobbit, Murph, was they created a character to force it in, whereas Arwen existed, and that whole story was there. But they just went, yoink, we'll just create two love interests out of nowhere because we need one because the Lord of the Rings did it. But anyway, moving on.
All right, so we have.
I hate The Hobbit. Anyway.
So Saruman decides, I'm going to go to evil. Not that it wasn't obvious because he has an entirely black castle and his music was ominous. It's like, he always had. It's like, oh, you're condescending. Okay, you're a condescending, grumpy old wizard. But yeah. So you always could.
I mean, he was. I think his character was always like that because he is the, for lack of a better word, the Grand Wizard, and Gandalf does just enjoy getting high with hobbits. Like, he does. And it's like, mate, can you just do your job? But eventually, no, he gets corrupted, and that corruption's actually been going on for a long time. And he's just been waiting for his moment because, like, you can kind of see it. Like, Saruman's realized that, you know, we can't fight this off. You may as well join him. But the problem is, there's no way Sauron is going to share power, to quote the great Gandalf. Like, there's no way that's going to happen. Saruman is off his face to think that he could actually have some sort of like a allegiance with Sauron. There's no way that would happen.
Also, I want to address the magic effect in this game, that they give you little bits and pieces of magical items like the Palantir, the ball. They give you names for the swords and a little bit of history. I mean, It's not like in your face, I'm dropping all this fucking history about this sword or this object. It's just like a little like summary. Here, this is what this is. This is what that is. This is what this is. It's like, okay, I got you, fam. I'll keep going. So they give you these little bits so you know you're on the same train and how the movie's going, not going, wait, go back. I'm confused. What does this ball do now? So, yeah.
That's another thing I love about The Lord of the Rings. It's a fantasy movie. Obviously it is.
Yes, obviously.
But it's not like in your face. Like, the wizards aren't doing like laser beam fireball. You know, it's not like over the top.
It's true.
Like, at moments, the movie's very like down to earth, realistic with what it's doing. You know, the music, like, and Gandalf's use of magic is always very like tame.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he opens a lock. He creates a light. You know, there's nothing like. He doesn't just do like an area of effect 50-meter radius lightning blast. It's like, there's none of that. It's not over the top.
Exactly.
I think that keeps the movie grounded.
It's little bits, like a buffet. It's like, here, have a little bit of this, have a little of that, a little of this. It gets enough to get you rolling. It's rolling, and even the creatures, like the goblins and the spiders. And the creepy people in the pond. But it's like, oh my god, this it just gives you enough to keep you, especially if you're an RPG junkie. I love RPGs. It's a secret closet love for me. But it's like, oh my god, yes, give me more of this world. I'm eating it up. It's great. Absolutely great. Okay. Next.
It just made me think of something. We need like a Witcher style game in Middle Earth where you play as a ranger. I need that now.
You do not play RPGs on your channel, Gray.
I play Oblivion.
You haven't done it in a while.
I haven't done it in a while, but I can't just keep farming that.
Why? Why?
I don't know.
There are people out there who just stream Oblivion and Skyrim and Baldur's Gate. They just stream those particularly.
Dark Souls and RPG. Yep.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
actually
That's
there.
just suffering.
Yes, it is.
It's suffering. That's all
You
it
can
is.
role play as a masochist.
We're not talking about Lord of the Rings. We're talking about Lord of the Rings. We're not talking about Dark Souls. We already did.
Yes,
We did a
yes, yes,
podcast on that
that's
already. Okay. Where was I at?
Where were we?
The Prancing Pony. So this is the first instance of Frodo being out of the Shire and dealing with the people outside of the shower. Shower? Fuck words.
Yeah, Frodo perpetually washes himself. That's the reality.
Fuck you, Gray. Anyway, so he's out of the Shire. He is out of the introverted land. It's like, no, I'm a homebody. I just want to stay with my people and my weed and my food. This is why hobbits eat so much, because they're always high. So it's like they just want to stay there, and he has to leave. Him and Sam. Sam was the one who mentioned it. This is the first time I've ever been away from home. Blah 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 blah. And it's like, Frodo goes, no, it'll be cool. We'll meet Gandalf, and Gandalf will make it okay. So he's getting out there, and he's just looking at all of these people and all these strange, and it's just making him unsettled. And he gets into the like, muck and the rain. They're making it feeling dark and ominous because he doesn't know what's going to happen. It's very mysterious. And it's like, oh, and the Nazgul is still chasing them. So they...
And the scariest side of all, Peter Jackson. That is the first time you see him in the movies.
Right. Yeah.
Why did I forget the name of the town? Oh, God.
Oh, what's...
Free.
Yes.
There we go. Got
He
it.
forgot the name of the town, Chad. Boo!
I forgot it for 3 seconds. Go fuck yourself.
But then he gets into this
I
giant...
love how chat's singing the songs right now. This is glorious. This is wonderful.
Oh,
God.
I love this chat. I love our chats combined. Oh, by our chats combined, we've created chaotic lunacy. Oh my God. We can't do this.
Wonderful.
We can't do this too often because we'll put a hole in the earth.
It is why these streams are limited in time. Interlude help.
Why are you
I love how
screaming?
Murph's turned into you. It's just screaming in all caps.
That interlude helped with the transition from the Shire, not the Shire much in the book. Well, we're not talking about the book though. We've already stated that we're not talking about the book because I haven't completed the books. I know, shame. Not that I don't have enough
and
time.
I
just could, and Gray can't read, so we can't dive into it because we don't have enough knowledge beyond the movie and whatever we find on the internet.
I mean, I have background knowledge just from being obsessed, but like I haven't read the books.
You're obsessed? No, not at all.
Like Tom Bombadil is there a lot in the books, but I feel like if Tom Bombadil was there, I feel like he would be a detriment to the movie. This is a hot take right now, because he just doesn't care about the ring. It's just like whatever time. It's just a trinket. I think that would just it would be a total shift that I don't think the movie needed.
N-Track, are you insulting us? It's 50 minutes in and we're at Brie. Are we doing review in real time? No, I'm just going over
Real
the
talk.
notes.
If the movie at 50 minutes in is about a Brie, that's unbelievable. Oh my God.
This is bad, Gray. This is not gonna happen. This whole thing isn't gonna happen.
I told you we wouldn't have time.
Oh my God. All right, so we're gonna have to do a part 2. Are you guys okay with that? Maybe a part 3, depending on how much we talk about later parts. Later parts?
I mean, the movies are what, like 13 hours long? We might need 13 hours. You know what? This is not helping, but let's keep on time.
No, it's not. I'm up for a 10-part.
10 minutes of back of time for Weather Top. We might not even be there. We might just be at. Actually, no, that was after Weather Top. Continue.
What was I saying? Okay, so we're at the Prancing Pony now. So they're there. They're looking at all the people drinking and doing whatever you do at a bar, and it's like we see and then Sam's like, there's a creepy guy in the corner checking you out, and it's like, hello baby. No, there's the guy in the corner with the pipe, and he asks about him, and it's like, what? That's a common thing in RPGs or any type of fantasy story. That guy in the creepy corner in the shadows. They're just so many creepy corners. It's like, if you're going to be a significant character, either good or evil, you're going to hang out in the corner. That guy, the mysterious guy in the corner. It cracks me up. But yes, this is Strider, aka Aragorn. So it's the first interlude of that. It's like, oh my god, this guy is creepy as fuck. And then Pip decides he wants to open his big mouth after getting a bigger thing of ale, because yes. And just decides that he wants.
Pints.
Yes. They comes in pints.
I love that part of the movie. Like, I love that because the movie does such a good job of showing you how small hobbits are.
Yes.
Because a lot of the times, because they're on screen, you can't get a good sense of scale unless the movie wants to really just keep forcing it. But seeing a hobbit be like, wow, a pint, because it's enormous to them.
Yes.
It just is like, bang, okay, we're keeping this steady, we're keeping this going. It's helping me stay immersed with the world. That these suddenly haven't become tall because they're the main focal point of the screen right now. You know, I do love that.
Yes. Yes, and then shenanigans happens, and Frodo falls because Pippin dropped his name, which he wasn't supposed to drop his name because Gollum. That's the part we forgot to talk about. Shit. Gollum. Yes.
Have we seen Gollum yet?
Yes, because at the beginning they're talking about.
Oh yeah, he's screaming that.
Yes,
Shire
Baggins,
Baggins,
which is why the Nazgul knew where he was. So they wanted to go and find
I would say Gollum, it needs an entire like section, and that should probably come in part 17 of this podcast.
Gollum or Schmeagol.
See it at Christmas time.
What have I gotten myself into? I should have did Resident Evil first. Okay. We got this. Seriously. All right, what was I talking about? Oh, the ring, yes. So Frodo falls on his ass and the ring falls on his finger and makes him disappear. This immediately alerts the Nazgul going, hey, you're over there. And it's like, we're gonna go there. And then Aragorn's like, you dumbass. So it's like, okay, now I'm gonna take you to safety because these cloaked assholes are now gonna come and like try to kill you. So now he had to go take, excuse me, I had a frog in my throat or something there. Hang on a second.
Ribbit. Everything's okay, chat. Everything's fine.
I'm fine, sorry.
I'm not gonna watch those. Fuck those movies.
Stop it, Valtech. Stop it. You do not besmirch Resident Evil that way, okay? All right. So, yes. So he drags Frodo off to safety. Are you frightened? Blah blah blah. Not nearly frightened enough because I know what hunts you. Blah blah blah. And then it's like, okay, they have a conversation, and then Sam's come rushing in immediately. Superhero. I don't care how fucking small I am. I'm gonna take you on with my fist. It's like, Jesus Christ.
I don't think is it not like the leg of a chair
or something? He's got. I'm gonna take you on with whatever I got because I don't give a shit. That's my bestie right there.
Like the dude running the bar is like, mate, you have to pay for that chair. Like, what the hell?
Yes, it's so good though. I mean, that whole scene, it's like introducing us, making me feel now more separated from what I know and comfort zone. Now I'm out in this strange place being tracked by these evil things. And I have to go find Gandalf, who's buggered off. So now this other guy drags me up into his room and then tells me that I can no longer wait for Gandalf. I have to go. And he's going to help me. So it's like, what? I don't even know this dude. Why am I going to help? And then the Nazgul come in and very dramatically stab beds that they're not in. Which I actually thought they were in there because they did that perfectly. That seamless scene from a start.
Imagine if they did that and just cut the credits.
Oh. That would have been good.
With, like the Seinfeld theme playing, it's just like, oh shit, it's over.
But yes. All of the sets are magnificent in this entire movie.
The whole movie sets, the fucking miniatures, like the miniatures, all it tickles it tickles everything. It's ridiculous. I can't. As someone who enjoys miniatures, it's just like, my God in heaven, what they did for this movie. And I hate that modern movies don't do it enough. Because no matter what you do with Lord of the Rings, that movie has aged exceptionally. But like a few things, like, you know, like the Troll, you can never obviously tell it's like, it's 2001, whatever. But like when it comes to like Helm's Deep and all these big set pieces, because those things were actually real physical things, the movie doesn't age. And it's kind of the same with like the original Jurassic Park movie, where when they use CGI, it's just like, oh Jesus, but when they don't, it's like, right, okay, this is just this could have been shot yesterday.
So you're going into an animatronics conversation, and that's one of my things to talk about when I talk about aliens movies, because the xenomorph animatronics give me immediate joygasms. It's like, oh my god, that is an amazing piece of art that you just made. And it's not just aliens. The thing, the 1982 thing also had amazing like prosthetics and animatronics, like the freaking little spider head walking on the floor. It's like, what the shit is that? Where did that come from? It's like, oh my god, and now everything's CG and it makes you go, I can tell what that is.
And like CG is getting worse because they're pushing all the CG artists to their limits with like restricted time frames and all that. Like my favorite movie for CG is Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
But that's probably another conversation. Well, yeah, Davy Jones' CG is just like peak. I don't think we're going to get better than that for a long time.
The tentacles. I love that. But yes, they use a lot of models, like and they use back in the old days, like in Star Wars, they did a lot of hand painting for the troops of the stormtroopers. They just had a backdrop with all of these painted men on. Have some up front that actually moved. Fucking amazing. And now today they just do everything with CGI, and it's like, okay, I just said new movies bore the shit out of me. Except
I'm with you.
Except the Terrifier, which cracked me up. But everything else is like, oh, I'm bored with this. Please stop. Oh, I'm off track. Damn it, Gray. Okay, so
apologies.
Now we're on the road again. But now we're going to see the elves. Yes? Is that where we're going? Yes. I believe. Am I wrong? I can't even remember.
Weathertop.
Yeah, so, Aragorn.
We need to go to Weathertop.
Yes, so we're going.
Before we go to the elves.
We're going to the elves. So basically, we're.
No, we need to. Pizza Chat, you psychopath. Weathertop is integral.
Okay, well, fine. You talk about it then.
Right. So the next part of the movie is we go to see Weathertop, which is like an old abandoned, like ruinous. What even is Weathertop? I don't even know anymore. I've lost my mind. That's where the Nazgul really, really lock themselves down as a proper like force to be reckoned with.
Second breakfast. That's all I remember. Second breakfast.
Frodo gets stabbed by the Morgul blade.
Morgul blade, yeah.
And it's all fucked. But then we also see how good Aragorn is, because he just takes on 9 of them and doesn't give a shit.
They could not have picked a better person to play Aragorn either.
I'm not good at breaking things down. I just swear a lot. I'm like, oh my god. But no, that really sets the tone for like, right, any doubts you had in Aragorn as a character and what his motives are, done. He's obviously good. He's on the right side here. Because if he had any darkness in him, he would have twisted there, but he doesn't.
But my question is, was Aragorn waiting for him or just there randomly?
It was good timing for him to be there, I think, because he was off to get like food and supplies, right? And then the hobbits being the hobbits were stupid.
Beat says he was waiting for them. So there's a little bit of debate to whether if he actually knew what was happening, or I don't know, maybe he felt it in his nuggets or something, that he knew something bad was going to happen, or Frodo was going to be there. It's like, I don't know.
Oh no, he was. Oh yeah, no. Aragorn or Strider as a ranger was around the Shire for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just waiting for anything to happen. Yeah.
Was he told by Gandalf to wait?
Right with that one.
See, I don't know the underlying notes to that, so I just like, was he just in the right place at the right plan and said, oh, I'm going to help these idiots out? So it's like, no. If he was told by Gandalf, who was stuck up on the top of a fucking tower waiting for a moth to bring gigantic birds. But yeah. But that is a very pivotal scene there. You're talking about the old ruins, and then all the Nazgul come and circle them in at them. It's like, because they decided they want to fucking cook bacon.
Arwen, and she comes to save Frodo, and then the big gigantic horse chase, which is just epic
my
as fuck.
god, that induces such adrenaline and excitement. That entire scene, you can see all these riders in black pinning her through the trees and everything, and she's like, I don't give a fuck, and she's just going full speed. Tree smashes into her face, she don't care, she's going. Then she gets to the water, because apparently some part in history they said that race can't cross water, blah blah blah. or they're afraid of water. So she crosses the water
They're like
and says,
cats.
if you want him, come and claim him. So she's just like over there, total badass, and they go for it. And then she calls a spell, which is absolutely freaking amazing that they have this spell and they have the echo in the background. And it's like, I feel that in my nuggets. She's calling something cool. And then thousands of horsey water figures come running down and smashes them and make them go down the street. And it's like, bye-bye, bitches. And it's just a great scene. Absolutely great
of
scene.
horsey water figures.
What's that? Leave me alone!
What a wonderful description.
You know what? I'm not inviting you back if you're gonna pick on my descriptions.
It's better than I could have done.
Horsey water figures, okay? Beautiful water stallions. Is that better? You know, my brain just spits out words, so I can't do nothing. You felt that in your nuggets too? Excellent. Because everybody should feel scenes in their nuggets. If they don't feel them in the nuggets, then it's not good.
I think that's one of the few examples of actual magic on display, but it's not like I was about to say it's not over the top. It's kind of over the top. It's horse water. So, but like it is a rare. It is one of the very few times the movie goes right. Okay,
that sounds like a cheap beer. Horse water. Horse.
It does actually. Yeah. You wouldn't want to drink it.
No.
But it would get you ruffled. It's not a verdict. It's graceful. Yes.
But
the R1, well, that's what I mean. As I referenced earlier, a lot of the R1 stuff isn't actually in the book. They added all this in.
But it was a good addition, though. I mean, it filled it out a little bit more. Although I never read the book, so I can't really say. But anyway, and then Frodo decides he's going to go down the oopsie path and wants to turn into a ring wraith himself. So it's like, no, we don't want to do that. So she says, no, please let him be spared, blah, blah, blah. And they rush him to Mr. Smith. I'm sorry, Elrond. And then the elves, and he pops back out. I don't know how many days, but he's better, and Gandalf is there because the big burb saved him.
Another moment of the movie slightly taking me out because I think the direction's a bit weird.
Why do you say that?
All the floating heads, I find that too funny. The floating Hugo Weaving talking to Frodo, I just can't take it anymore. There's a couple of things in Rivendell that are always very strange to me. There's the floating heads, and then the Bilbo turning into a demon. There's a couple of things that are just wild to me. You knew you were going to say that? It's weird, man. Fucking floating Hugo Weaving, man. And yeah, that's us in Rivendell, and Frodo is in lovely, lovely pajamas as well. It's tremendous.
So I want to know the current temperature in Rivendell because they don't have windows. It's just calm.
That's a question I've never been asked.
It's open, and obviously it's fall because look at all the trees. They're orange and pretty, and then they probably smell fantastic because I love the smell of fall leaves. But there's no window, so if it rains, dude, your bed's soaked. See, it's not practical, but it's beautiful. The whole scene itself is beautiful with your beautiful elves.
There is one thing to just make it all go away. Magic. Oh yeah, it's magic.
So Rivendell is in a gigantic bubble.
It could be in like a climate weird zone because of the situation it's in. Like it's surrounded by mountains. It's a lot of trees. There's a lot of
air conditioning.
From, like, the elements. We are literally just discussing the weather. But yeah, people are saying it's a comfortable 22 degrees as per the Silmarillion.
I'm so sorry.
Silmarillion? There you go.
I'm so sorry.
I said it right.
I just went... See, there's just questions that I have. You know what I mean? It's like...
And that's a question I've never heard asked, and I'm glad you did.
I ask all kinds of weird questions, you know, when you watch movies and go, what? Why? But that's just me. That's why I'm a fake fan. I am not a fake fan. He's hurting my feelings. What was I saying?
As far as I know, to read through the Silmarillion is one of the most difficult things you can do, because it's just a lot of it's just like all over the place. So, if you've read through that, you're a psychopath. I think it's the Dark Souls of literature.
Yeah.
From what I could tell.
Okay. So now we're at the conversation between Gandalf and oh shit. Thank you, Mr. Redbeard. I appreciate your face. Won't do it again. If you don't like my podcast, you don't have to listen. I told you, it's a totally biased podcast. It's not going to be neutral. I'm not going to say, oh God, no, this movie sucked, because I'm not going to say it sucked. Absolutely not. It is one of my favorite fantasy movies ever. So it's like, yeah, besides Willow, seriously.
Peach Chan, I don't mean to alarm you, but the Fellowship hasn't even been formed yet. It's been an hour and 5 minutes.
Should we hurry up then?
This is fun. This is a good time.
No. If you want to hurry up, we can. It's a lot of things.
No, it's fine. I'm here for this.
You're here for this?
Hilarious.
Are you okay with this? Because I know you're a busy man, and I only scheduled for an hour and 15 minutes, so I didn't know how long it was going to be, and I have been mistaken. So this is going to be like a 5-part series.
This is fucking wild.
And we haven't even got through the first movie, and there's 2 more. If you want to do 2 more, oh my God. Lord help me. Why'd I do this? It's like me talking about Star Wars. Seriously. I can't. Okay. The uncut version of, well, we talk about the weather of Rivendell. Oh my God, it's so bad.
There's no way this kind of content has existed anywhere else in the internet.
No, it's
Nobody has
not.
had a podcast where we discussed it with the weather of Rivendell.
Absolutely not. So there's a very heated conversation between Elrond and Gandalf about the ring. And he's like, fuck no, that ring cannot stay here. So it's like, damn it. So they pull out the old butt horn and pull a meeting, a secret meeting. So of all of the people of the realms to come over and let's have a chat. And of course, you have the beautiful entrances of the Legolas, and then you have Sean Bean, yes, and then you have Gimli, because I can't remember his name in real life. I know that actor, he's played in a lot, but I can't remember his name. But yes, they all come in and they all start to bitch and complain. That's what you do when you're in a council meeting. You bitch and complain about the task at hand. And it's like, this ring must be destroyed. So immediately the dwarf says, yes, let's fucking break it. So he pulls out his axe and attacks it. And then the earth shattering through the entire area is amazing. And you can see Frodo feels it because he's had the ring on a couple of times. So he's feeling the effects. It's like, oh God, stop that. It's like somebody squeaking styrofoam, but worse. But yeah, so he's in there going, oh God, please stop doing this. And then that brings a fight, because it's like, no, it can't be destroyed by any means we have here. It has to be tossed into Mount Doom. Probably one of the worst things about the whole movie is the name of the mountain.
Yeah, I've heard this before. Like, it could have been something a bit different.
Oh my God, this epic adventure of Sauron and this ring and the battle for the Middle Earth, and the mountain is called Mount Doom. Such a letdown. You could have called it something fucking
Mount
fabulous.
Evil. Yeah,
Mount Evil. That would be just as bad as Mount Evil. But the fact that when Gimli hit the ring, Frodo immediately saw the eyeball, the lidless and wreathed in flame eyeball. It's like, oh my God, I'm losing my goddamn mind. I just want to get rid of this ring. That's what he's thinking to himself. I need to get rid of this ring. And then they all start to argue because Boromir stands up. Yes, I am human and we want to use this ring. Pompous speech about all of his city and all of that. Gondor needs no king, blah, blah, blah speech. But I love Sean Bean's acting in whatever he plays in, if he's playing a total jerk but he always dies, so yes. With a I don't think it would reach. I don't think it would reach
Funny
Valtech.
bit of trivia about Sean Bean in that scene. Funny bit of trivia about Sean Bean in that scene. You know the way he always has like his hand on his head and he's like looking down constantly? Mm-hmm. The script is on his lap.
Oh, is it?
He has this. Yeah, he couldn't get those lines in his head, so he had it on his lap.
Interesting.
So he had to keep looking down to read what his lines were. Anytime you see that, that's him reading the script.
But I heard that they filmed all 3 in like a succession. So it's not like you finish one movie, you get a break. They're not, no, bitches, you gotta do 1, 2, and 3.
They lived in New Zealand for like 2 years.
Yes, so it was just a long succession of them being this other person. And a lot of actors are method actors. They become that other person. You know what I mean? Like some.
Sean Bean literally did. Sean Bean's afraid of flying.
Mm-hmm.
And when they went to do the mountain scene later on in the movie, you'll find that in part 3 of this podcast. He actually got in his full gear with his full costume and the sword, the whole thing, and climbed the mountain. Walked up the mountain himself instead of getting the helicopter like everyone else.
Nice.
He did the thing.
Why?
I find that so fucking good.
Great. Our chat is picking on us right now.
Why?
Because they're saying there's going to be part 40.
Yeah, look, it is what it is. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Okay. Okay. But there's some beautiful... I want to talk about the language in this movie. It is like absolutely gorgeous, this whole language. You know, it's like people today just say, hey, yo, bro, what's up? What you doing? What you kicking? And back then it's like, good morrow, hello, this is that. And it's like absolutely amazing. And then it's like... Oh, it's just so lush, and you want to dive into it and take a bite like a warm piece of bread. Sorry, I had to do a food reference, but it's just some of the line work in this is flawless, absolutely flawless, and it just, as you would say, tickle your pickle. It's absolutely amazing. Okay, what was I talking about?
Yeah, the use of Tolkien's use of language is just, it just flows like molasses. It's wonderful.
Something smells fishy.
Like, what I love about the whole fellowship meeting scene, the what is it, Council of the Ring? Or
Yes,
I think it's called that.
The Council of the Ring. Yeah.
It feels like a really excellent, like perfectly crafted like D&D meetup session.
It is.
If you think about it,
Yes.
That's actually kind of what it is, and I love that. Where it's just like a bunch of random characters that have never met each other. It's just like, I am me. And
Yes.
it's like, oh my god.
That,
you know,
and
I just.
Yeah, it's just the language is beautiful. It is like a D&D session. You have the DM.
Elrond is the DM.
DM.
It is exactly what it is, and it's fucking perfect. And I would so have been Gimli in that moment, said, fuck it, I'll just hit with my axe and see what happens. It just works. And then you got the really serious dude that's like trying to.
You need a hero on this sort of quest, but where are we going? Yeah, I'm never paying attention. Okay, so we're going to talk about the part where they're all arguing about who's going to take the ring and destroy it in Mount Doom, and you could just hear you could kind of feel the muting sound go over top of Frodo's ears because you can hear Gandalf yelling at Boromir and people fighting in the background. No, elves can't do it, blah blah blah, and there's like this holding this back, and it's like arguing back and forth, and Frodo's like, oh, for fuck's sake, and everybody's arguing back and forth, and he's like, I'll take it, and Gandalf just closes his eyes like, god damn it, I was trying to keep that from happening, and you just took it up. Oh, well, shit, we're on this pony now. Let's go and do it. So he's like, yes, I'll help you. And Aragorn says, well, I've been helping you so far. You can have my help as well. And then the beautiful, dexterous Legolas comes out and says, yes, we must have somebody beautiful on this trip. And Gimli goes, oh, why not? I'll throw my axe at it as well. So yes, it's good. It's just a very, very, it's like a succession. And Boromir says, well, I want to make sure you guys do it right. So I'm going to come too.
Boromir's one that a lot of people like. Boromir's character in this movie is possibly my favorite arc.
Yes.
Because if you actually think about it, someone like if you ever look at a map of Middle Earth, which I do a lot because I have one, the distance Boromir came to this meeting was so much longer than anyone else. Like he is already journeyed by the time he gets to Rivendell, and he's there because he was told to, and not because he wanted to. But he did it anyway out of honor and duty. And he's from Minister. He's from Gondor,
yes,
which
Gondor
has been absolutely wrecked by Mordor for the longest time. And there's so much background to Boromir going to that meeting for the ring. Denethor is a fucking asshole. But whereas a lot of them are just learning about what this is, Boromir knows.
Yeah, he's been in the thick of it for a long time. So he's like, well, I've been battling this shit forever, so I might as well make sure you guys do it right.
Yeah. And obviously, Gandalf's use of the black speech of Mordor to really make everyone
Shit,
realize.
I forgot that part. But yes, him doing that, and it's like, oh my god, why are you doing that, Gandalf?
Yeah, everyone's being petulant children. And he's just like, right, let's stop it immediately.
Yes.
This shit is really, really bad, and we don't have time for anyone's petty nonsense. So I'm gonna make Hugo Weaving really angry at me to make a point.
It's true. It's true. They were about like a bunch of kids. So it's like, yes, I don't know what I'm doing or where I'm going. Will you guys help me? And Frodo's like, oh shit, what did I just get myself into? So, yeah.
How can you not hate on Denethor Beats? He eats baby tomatoes really strangely.
Yes, but there is probably a reason why he acts the way he did. He probably has the poisoning from the mix of the acid from the tomatoes on the actual pewter plates, because that causes a bad toxic reaction and it can make you see hallucinations, make you crazy, irritable, sick all the time. So that's probably why they added that influence, because something adding to that, because that's not a good thing. You know, chemical reactions to that, and it makes you all loopy. And I mean, plus being an asshole. Yeah. So he's a little bit strange, that guy.
Wow.
What's that?
We went from the weather of Rivendell to chemical reactions on plates with tomatoes.
It's the acidic reaction.
This is going deep.
Seriously, you have to think into the... I'm sorry, I research everything. I'm a pocket writer. So it's like, I need ways to kill people, you know? My Google search engine would set any FBI agent off, you know, how to bury bodies, what chemical will kill you the fastest, blah, 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 blah. So yes. Hello. Okay.
What a time to be alive.
I'm sorry, I just went off on a tangent.
It's fine. That's what this whole thing
What the
is
fuck
about.
was I saying?
Something about pewter plates and tomatoes.
Oh, right. There's a chemical reaction that causes hallucinations and eventually death. But that's probably why he wasn't on the best of mindsets. He was just feeling the effects. Plus, but he was an asshole anyway. But so anyway, because he treated Faramir with such indignance. So anyhow. But every parent has a favorite kid, despite the fact that they say they don't. Anyway, yes, so now we're on the road again, but this time we're taking the ring. We're taking the ring, la la la. No, I'm not going to sing it. But anyway, yes. Ray, if you have things to say, you can say them before I start on it.
Yeah, you know what to do. This is the moment where I tell everyone and start an argument in chat. Much like Die Hard, the Lord of the...
What happened?
And you might say, what the fuck, Gray? What is wrong with you? The Fellowship took off from Rivendell on the 25th of December. I'm not joking.
Okay.
I straight up did. So that makes it a Christmas movie.
Lol.
I say this to people and they look at me as if I've just farted, but I will die on this hill.
Just as long as the fart wasn't stinky, man. We're okay.
Well... Whatever. To be fair, like, you have to be wrong. How many times have you watched The Lord of the Rings on Christmas Day? It's more than once. I guarantee people in chat have watched it plenty. I know I did recently. Shining is also a Christmas movie? Wait, right, what? But anyway. That's my argument starter, and everyone's sort of agreeing with me or laughing. Jack's with me. There you go.
Jack's always with you.
He always is.
Okay. Where are we at? My brain is going directly to Boromir on the mountain, that incident there. His first test with the ring. I don't know if there's anything in between because my brain's getting fuzzy right now.
No, it's kind of it. Another bit of fun trivia though about that ring in the mountain.
Hmm?
You know that's a gigantic ring.
Gigantic?
Yeah. To give force perspective, they made an enormous version of the One Ring for that shot. So that like the camera didn't have to go uber close to the snow. They made it just a big large ring.
Funny beats. We don't have to put this 2 into the DVD player. Wait, is Gray disc 2? That's funny.
Hang on, am I a Leon B or Claire B? That's the important part. And did you leave me the Mac 11?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I kept it for myself. I don't actually ever use that. No, Gray. Do not mention Resident Evil. I will go off and it will no longer be
I'm
the
just
Lord of the
testing your
Rings.
resilience right now.
You just skated along an edge of something dangerous. Please don't do that. Yeah, anyway, they're climbing up this... Wait, no, there was something before that mountain, wasn't there? Before they started going up the mountain. With the birds. No, were they birds or bats?
Oh god, yeah, no.
I fucking missed that part. Where they're hiding, because there's a really, really cute scene, because Boromir may have been arrogant at the beginning because he has a sort of a right to be, because he has been protecting whatever from the assholes of the darkness. So, but he actually was very, very kind to Pip and Merry. He loved those two. He absolutely loved them. He taught them to fight. He would play with them, and they would joke around. It's like, oh, there's actually a really cute dynamic going there. I really like that. And later on, when he gets shot by a bunch of trees, then he doesn't take the little ones, and that was his first words out of his damn mouth. It's like, yes, please go save them. That was the most important thing. Here he is dying on the ground, and that's absolutely his first words out of his mouth. So Boromir was actually a good person. It was just that all that shit has been on his shoulders for so long. He wanted something to be done about it. Okay.
Yeah, again, we could go off about Boromir for a whole segment, because like it's easy, and this is where the argument to should you watch the extended version or not comes in. Because if you don't watch the extended version of these movies, you do not see the Boromir arc at its full potential, and it is criminal. I think it's the Two Towers, where the fight for Osgiliath, where it shows Boromir being victorious and speaking with Denethor and him telling him why he needs to go to
those parts
Rivendell.
are absolutely needed.
That's not there.
That absolutely needed. Absolutely. So you understand Boromir more.
You need that. It is important. It is imperative to understand Boromir's character fully, that you get that part of the movie.
Yes.
And it's criminal that it was cut. There's another video I've watched where a dude broke down all of the movies. I forgot his channel. And he reviewed them against the additions to the extended versions compared to the normal theatrical ones, and based it on what is in the book and whether or not it was a good addition or a bad addition, if the movie was better with it or without it. And it's a really interesting series of videos. I'll try and find those again for chat. And yeah, he goes off like I could about how that is gone. Because Boromir's character, it's easy to just be like, he's a selfish, arrogant guy who just wants something for himself because he wants to. He just wants all the power, and it's just like, that's not it. That's not it at all.
But humans also have the weakest willpower too. So
they are the weakest. So
it's good. It's good if you even have a little bit of fluctuation, because he wants to save his city. So naturally, it's going to try to pull him in more because he has motive. And I don't know about the willpower of hobbits, but yeah, they wane too. But humans definitely easily swayed by power. Obviously, all throughout history, you can see evidence of it. So it's like, yeah, we're just gonna play that little fiddle. So yes, so yeah, absolutely, he would have been pulled toward that because he wants to save his people and be noticed by Daddy and everything. So yeah, I mean, if you had the opportunity to kill everything with that ring, but the problem is it makes you a little bit loopy. And talk to yourself, poor Gollum, but it's okay. So he does give the ring back to Frodo after he picks it up. So we still missed that part with the buck, so they could run around. So they want to go up the hill because they'd rather not go through the mines of Moria.
Moria. There you go.
Go on, Gray. Say it. Say it. Say it.
The mines of Moria.
Thank you.
No, it's wonderful. Gimli and I love him so much.
I have a beautiful clip of Gray saying the rolling fires, malt beer. It's one of my favorite clips. So yeah, we're gonna have to get him to do it later. He does the rolling R's perfectly. But anyway, they go up the mountain side instead of going through Moria because we know what's in there. Big horny and full of flame is down there with his whip. You know what I mean? So he's like, Gandalf's like, no, fuck no, I'm not going that way. So we're going to go walk up in the snow on the side of a cliff. And
it's the fact that both Gandalf and Saruman know what's in there.
Yes.
But Gandalf doesn't. And this is another thing about Gandalf's character and his relationship with the ring. If you notice, Gandalf won't decide what's going on.
It's true.
He doesn't want any influence on that ring. It has to be Frodo.
Yes.
because he doesn't want he doesn't want the ring to corrupt him in any way, even if it's by making a small decision.
Yeah, you mentioned the part that both Sauron and Gandalf knew about that, and I love how their underlying relationship is talked about in like backdrop. It's like, yes, we know what you're afraid of in the dark, blah blah blah. It's like only Christopher Lee could make that sound absolutely terrifying. It's like, no, what's in there? What's in there? Is it an old lady with curlers beating me with a mallet? No, it's something scarier than that. But yes, we're up on the mountainside, and it's cold, and Saruman says, "Yeah, we're gonna make it a little bit more difficult for Gandalf because we want him to go through the mine." Ha 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 ha! Like petty wizard ballad. You got off the tower, god damn it! Now they're out there helping, so I'm gonna make it harder for you. So they couldn't go over there because avalanches, and they almost lost people over the cliffside. Which is it's funny. There's a scene in The Hobbit that's similar, except with rocks.
Oh God.
The giants or whatever. Yes. But anyway, we're not talking about that right now. But
that scene also hurts me.
And Gandalf once again's like, which way does the ring bearer want to go? Because I'm not making any fucking decisions here. And Frodo says, "Let's go through the mine," and he's like, "God damn it! There we go again."
I mean, there's another thing, like Legolas. With Bertie, this is the thing. Legolas is like weirdly forgettable, but he's so integral. The movie does a lot of like small things to again, like the pints with the hobbits,
and Legolas walking on the snow.
Legolas walking on the snow doesn't leave a footprint. Easy to miss. It doesn't make a big deal out of it, but it's just like it just tells you what an elf is capable of.
It's like I have such a light foot that I can walk above the snow and not sink into it. Like the dwarf,
and it does
I'm up to my eyeballs.
And then in The Hobbit, he jumps up falling rocks, but we're not talking about that piece of shit.
Yeah, we're not talking about The Hobbit because we'll be here all day. So yes.
We already are.
Yes. So you have to tell me where you want to stop this at, Gray. So should we get to, because where should we go? Where should we stop at?
Halfway through yet?
Let's stop at the Balrog.
Okay.
We're almost there. Because I know you have shit to do. All right, what was I saying? Oh, yes. Okay, now we're going through the mines of Moya. Where it's Gimli's cousin Balin?
Belon. Well, we've gotten in there, yeah. Weird tentacle creature happened.
Yeah, I didn't understand the tentacle creature.
Mostly because the hobbits again. The hobbits are a huge part of all the problems in this because they're just too innocent and don't understand.
Yes, Pip throwing rocks in and irritating the tentacle monster.
Rocks, it's just like, yeah, you woke in the fucking beast, man. And then the realization of the tomb.
Yes.
And the realization that Gollum is following. Gandalf's just unfazed.
Yes, and that
again, Gandalf secretly, like in one way, knows that things are all going the way they need to.
Yes.
Outside of the fact that they're there and he's upset, but.
So I actually think that Gandalf may be precognitious in some way because he knows how they're supposed to go and knows which way they're supposed to be doing things, and he just was
Gandalf
just waiting for Gollum
tell
to
what
catch
the
up.
future is. one of Gandalf's gifts as a wizard is good foresight. He doesn't like see the future, but he has a good feeling for what is the right thing to do. He has a good moral compass. That's one of Gandalf's powers. Again, like Tolkien uses magic very lightly, but his is good foresight as far as I can remember.
Okay.
So he knows, and that's why he sits there for ages, because he doesn't want to just make a lapse decision. He needs his sort of for lack of a better word, magic to sort of wake up and help him make the right decision. Yeah, there were some
conspiracy theories that he was sitting there waiting for Gollum to catch up because he knew Gollum had a part to play yet.
That could be one as well. Yeah. No, there's a lot of things that could go on there. But as he says, he follows his nose.
Yes. Doesn't smell so foul.
What he's telling people, or
doesn't smell so foul. And then they go into these magnificent halls of darkness and everything, but they're all cut beautifully because that's what dwarves do. They're miners and craftsmen. They're also greedy and suspicious, but we're not getting into that though. But yes, so they go through, and unfortunately Balin is dead, being killed by goblins and orcs. And then and
the cave troll.
Yes, and Gandalf decides, oh, I'm a wizard. I'm going to pick up this book and read whatever fuck happened. While Gimli's over here crying about his lost family member. And it's like, oh, goblins were trapped in this tomb, this area, blah, blah, blah. They're coming in, and we're not going to make it out. So his last words, and then you have the line growing off paper. And then Pip doing what Pip does best, causing chaos. I will knock down the hole and alert goblins.
So, I saw this before as well. It was actually the actors of Merry and Pippin said this, but I suppose I'll add it into the podcast 'cause it's funny. Lord of the Rings has a PG-13 rating.
Does it?
Yeah. Which means
There's no
for
boobs.
each of the 3 movies, they could put one singular swear word.
Oh,
You could put in the word fuck and it would be fine.
yes.
And I like to think that if in an alternate universe, that's where Gandalf would turn around and say, "You fucking fool of a took," and it would get past this, and it would actually have made it into the movie because they're allowed to do it. It's the same reason why the latest Guardians of the Galaxy movie has a swear word in there. With a PG-13, you could say one singular swear word, and it's fine. They can't.
But
they
of
can't
course
put
you
that
would
in
pick
the
the most offensive to say, but that's okay. Anyway, that scene in particular, just listening to that drop down all of those layers, and every drop, every time it hits off of
it's
something,
agonizing,
and
isn't
you
it?
could watch Pippin cringe every time as it hits, like, I fucked up again.
you kind of feel the pain.
You feel it.
You really do. Every crunch and clank of that fucking bucket.
You feel
like,
the
oh,
frustration of the
God.
group, but you also feel for Pippin because it could have been anybody that knocked it over.
Yeah.
So, and then the one of my favorite fights in there, besides the main big fight. And then you go to they have a cave troll. The way Boromir says they have a cave troll cracks me up. It's like, I really can't believe this is happening right now in the calmest voice.
Yeah, it's just it's not even anger. It's not sadness. It's just like, oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, he's just so annoyed
You know,
by
it's like
it.
when you're already having a bad day and like your tea bag bursts.
Yeah,
When you're trying to make a cup of tea.
you got tea leaves
It's
everywhere.
not the worst thing in the world, but my God in heaven.
It just pisses you off. It's like, oh man, come on, ow. And I like that Gandalf actually like busts out a sword, and he's got a staff too, so he's like double handed and everything. And
I love Gandalf so much. He could be an absolute badass out of nowhere. It's like, whoa, where did that come from?
yes,
Um,
because wizards in any type of RPG, like in history, have only been, the squishy. They stay back there and throw shit. They don't come up front runner with a sword and try to stab you. But Gandalf is like breaking out of that mold. There's a couple of wizards that do that, but that's one of the reasons I really love this. It's like, a wizard's gonna get in there dirty. It's like we stab. It's good. It's good.
I've seen that better than I actually have. Oh God.
This role.
No, it's such a good battle because you can definitely see who knows how to fight and who doesn't know how to fight, and they make that very clear as it goes. Like does he have a pan?
Yes, he's hitting things with a frying pan. He doesn't
He's hitting
care.
things with a frying pan.
He absolutely does not give a fuck. What's
And
this
it's
frying
working.
pan? I'm gonna fight with it because I want to protect Frodo. That's his only mindset. Frodo must be safe. Frodo must get to the Mount Doom. That's it. He's tunnel visioned, and he will kill or beat up anything in his way. That's true friendship there. Absolutely.
And then it segue. It goes on. Frodo gets hit by the cave troll with a giant spear.
Yes.
And again, what this movie does so well, much like the Pint, much like the Frodo, the Legolas on the snow, the movie introduces the mithril shirt, and just it portrays it. It could be just like a little trinket, a good luck thing. But no, it's like the most valuable thing in the world. Like it's like, what did Gandalf say? It's worth more than the Shire.
Yes.
And it's this like super armor that's it doesn't weigh anything, but it could stop the full thrust of a cave troll with a spear.
Right.
And all it does is sort of like shock Frodo rather than actually hurt him.
Yeah, it was more like being shot by a shotgun with tack armor, so you get knocked back and you get winded, but he didn't actually take any damage from it. Also,
or another movie would have went, that's mithril, and then it would have been like the mithril 3000.
Yes,
It would have explained everything it does and how wonderful it is.
And the fact that
The movie just subtly throws it in.
Yeah, and the fact that Sam totally wigged out, he went super rage mode when after he got stabbed, like, I'm gonna kill this damn troll, and everybody's like running at it.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, that's it, we're gonna kill this. It's just I love that. I absolutely love that. It was got pots and pans. Boil and mash and put them in a stew. Yes, exactly. All of that.
It's how quotable this movie is as well.
But I
These
totally
movies are as
forgot
well,
about the
because-
fact that Bilbo was at Rivendell and gave him the mithril thing and wanted to see his ring.
God, we didn't talk about. I lightly talked about Bilbo turning into a
What?
demon.
Why? Why?
Like,
Why didn't you say?
every
Shut
time
up,
I
Pizza
watch
Shed.
that movie,
Pizza Shed, shut up. Let me talk about Bilbo.
when that moment's coming where he's like, Frodo says no to him holding the ring again,
Yeah.
and he turns into a fucking possessed demon. No matter how many times I watch that movie, I'm always like preparing myself not to be scared because it's actually
it's
freaks
freaky.
me out, man.
Absolutely freaky. Absolutely.
Like, it's just a disaster. Like, but it also does show how demented the ring makes a person. Even the Hobbit. It's a good portrayal of that. But we've gone back to Rivendell.
We did. I'm sorry.
Back to Moria.
Hang on. Back to Moria. We're in the mines. So we killed that room of bad things. We found out Frodo's okay because he's wearing mithril. Very, very fashionable mithril. So they're on the run again because more goblins are coming. So now they're running and running and running and running. And they're being shot at and everything. And they end up back in the main hall. Thus entering Big Red, Flamey, and Horny. And just the look when they're getting surrounded by everything, and then you see the back light up with said beast, and everybody is
Gimli being stupid because he thought that he'd won.
yes, and they turn around and Gandalf just makes his face like, oh shit, this is what I would not to happen. And it's like, what do we do? What is that? And if you zoom in on Legolas and Gandalf's face, they are the most terrified. The other ones are like, what's happening? What is that? What is that? What's going on? And it's like, and he says, what do we do? And Gandalf's like, run! So it's like when the wizard that knows more than you do screams and runs, you run with him. It's just so they're running and running and shooting and running. And it's just an epic chase scene, because you gotta have at least one epic chase scene. Well, there's actually many in Lord of the Rings. Because the Arwen scene is also an epic chase scene.
There needs to be, because there's too many threats that are just too large to just always fight, you know? What is this new devil ring?
Yes, what is this? Oh, right, that line. Boromir has some great lines, like you can't simply walk into Mordor. I love it. Just some of his lines are...
I think Boromir is the one-line king
He
of the movies, isn't
he is. It's absolutely amazing. I love it. I mean, they all have good lines, but I think Legolas has the least lines. He doesn't really say anything, but when he does say things, it's supposed to be very profound. It's like...
Well, what I love about the Lord of the Rings, I don't know if you know this, Legolas and Frodo literally don't speak to each other.
Oh my god, they don't.
They don't say two words to each other. Even in the extended, they don't say a damn thing.
Yeah, because he's always talking to Gimli and Aragorn. He never actually speaks to Frodo.
Isn't that wild?
I'm just sitting here with jaw unhinged, just like, what the shit did I just discover? Oh yeah, the one thing he does say would be with my bow. But was he speaking to him, or was
he's
he...
not saying it? He's saying that to the room. It's more of a state, isn't it? Like, it's not like he's having a conversation.
Yeah, but besides that, he never really says anything.
It's the same. There's another part where there's an Instagram reel where it's like, here's the Lord of the Rings where two women talk to each other, and it just like cuts to black immediately. It's like there's nothing. It's like, oh, okay. There's a lot of weird quirks of the movies like that, where there's so much content and so much dialogue going on, but a lot of it, not everyone speaks to each other.
It's pretty cool.
Pretty weird.
Okay. All right. So
Harry Potter doesn't do any magic in the first movie. We don't need to get into that.
He technically does do magic. Doesn't he take away the glass beads in the zoo for the snake?
And he flies on a broom. Beats, I think you're wrong here.
But we're not talking about Harry Potter.
Yeah, we're not, no.
Because Harry Potter is different. Like, why do they need to say Harry Potter every time they're talking to him? Can't they just call him Harry? Why they gotta say his last name too? Does it have significance? Of course it does. But anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the Balrog and orcs and goblins being chasing. Now, so yes, the bridge. So we are at the pivotal point. One of the
Bridge of Khazad-dûm.
Yes, the bridge. Where they all they're running, and Gandalf stops as this flaming demon with a whip comes crawling out, and he's just standing there like, bring it on. And they had one of the best lines is, "But you shall not pass." And he slaps his staff down on the thing, and it's like, I wonder what he just did. I was curious. I was like, what's all that effort and dramaticism? Because you had the greatest line ever, but it looks like he didn't do anything until it crumbles. I was like, ha ha, I got it now. 2 and 2 together. But yes, and then Gandalf gets grabbed by the whip and gets dragged down too before sitting and saying, "Fly, you fools." Gray, do you have anything to add?
I mean, it's perfect. This is where I don't really have much to say, but it's just like the delivery, the everything is just unbelievable. The whole speech is just perfect, and it's laden with lore, which for some reason has just completely escaped me. Like basically what Gandalf is saying is he's speaking to I believe he's speaking to the Maiar that was the Balrog before it, about what it was and what it's become, in a way to sort of bring it down. And yeah, no, it's just the Balrog, again, talking about CGI, the Balrog looks incredible for its time. And like the noises it's making, the deep guttural sounds that is coming off it, the whole thing is just like we haven't seen anything in the movie like that. You know, we've had goblins, we've had Nazgul, which is just dudes in robes, if you want to break it down and simplify it.
Creepy dudes in robes.
I haven't had anything like that. Yeah, creepy dudes in robes, and oh god, we're just in a cave drum, and you're like, oh, can it get any worse than that? It's
yes, like, it can.
Yes, it literally can. A demon from hell is now standing in front of Gandalf,
that
and he's
apparently has a problem with Gandalf.
A large problem, and that's the thing. It doesn't show Gandalf to be very strong until Gandalf shows he's strong.
Yes,
and he deals with that. He stands in front of it. And the Balrog doesn't just like bat him away. It actually needs to figure itself out and try and deal with Gandalf, and it can.
It's like, what's up with this old man here with his stick? He's just yelling shit at me, and I can't understand a word he's saying.
They once knew each other, the Balrog and Gandalf. So there's a lot of history there. Whether the Balrog is actually sentient enough at that point to know, but I don't know. We're getting really deep into like the Legendarium stuff that we'd need to. We can't read, remember? So we don't. We're not there for that.
Gotta keep reminding Gray that he cannot read.
And yeah, no. Once I'm weird when I watch movies. My brain always thinks, what if it's different this time? I don't know if anyone else is like that. Well, there's a horrible moment in the movie where you're like, maybe it'll be different.
No, sometimes you have to rewatch movies over and over to find shit. It's like playing games over and over to find new things. So you do something that you missed the first time because you're too distracted by.
No, I'm straight up hoping Gandalf doesn't get whipped down. That's you know,
good.
It's like when you watch Friends and you're like, will Ross and Rachel actually break up? It's like maybe this time they won't.
Yeah,
like,
they will.
They fucking will.
You know that's gonna happen. It's in the script.
And yeah, no, when he gets whipped down, he realizes, right, this is bad.
This is bad, but
he's still thinking of the group, but he's like, get out of here immediately. I'm done for.
Yes, I'm done. Go, and then you have the guttural scream from Frodo. No! You can feel the pain. You can feel pain. It's something Elijah Wood does really well. He can show mass amounts of emotion on his face with just a single, like, eyebrow raise. Or if his eyes get filled with tears, you're like, oh my god, it hurts. It rips into my soul. I cried so much. When he turns around and just looks. It's like, oh my god. Oh my god. It was so bad. And yeah,
and then the goblins all get brave and start like fighting out again. Yeah, no, the whole scene with the music and all slow motion. It is dripping with heartache, that one.
Yes.
And then you're obviously out in the mountainside,
and they're all crashing,
and all the
crying,
hobbits are dejected, completely broken. Aragorn's still trying to be like the group leader and being like, we need to get going.
Yeah, we need to carry on.
You see Boromir's humanity come through, but he's just like, you have to give them a moment. They need to grieve. But Aragorn is right. Like they need to go. They don't have time for this. Yeah. And then you see Frodo being like shocked. He was like, why is Frodo not crying? It's because he's absolutely broken. He can't even bring himself to cry anymore.
Yeah, it's just awful.
He does constantly. He does, Murph, and I don't know why. And yeah, it's almost like you could end the movie there, but like it keeps
going.
Go.
But we will try to end the podcast here, though, because we are halfway, and then we need to talk about the rest, and there's just way too much left.
We get to talk about Galadriel next time.
Yes, I love Galadriel. She is probably another one of my favorite characters. She's just fabulous.
It's another one of those. She's actually barely in the movie, but the presence and performance keep.
It's just because it's Kate. It's Kate. That's why. It's Kate. Whatever she's in, she just pulls this presence. I love her. And Helen Mirren, those were like the goddesses of the world. They just whenever they're on screen, you just feel them, whatever character they're pulling across. And she just rolled with Galadriel. She's absolutely stunning, and she's flawless. She doesn't fucking age. She's like Keanu Reeves. It's like, what blood are you drinking to stay that beautiful? You know what I mean? But they are absolutely amazing actors. Seriously, absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, you have any closing thoughts, Gray?
Oh God, it's just that again, my overall statement here is that Lord of the Rings is just perfect, and the fact that we've consumed an hour and 45 minutes, we've probably gone minute by minute of the movie. Like I would love to know at what point of the runtime the movie's at for now. Mm-hmm. I think we're on track to be going minute by minute here.
I didn't plan that. I did
say, I've been referencing for weeks, this is not going to happen.
It's definitely not going to track. Absolutely
it's too much. It's too much.
There's too much content to absolutely talk about. But Galadriel, that entire, the Elves of the Woods is one of my, God, it's like, oh, that's a beautiful piece of magic where the things go up. Oh, nope, I'm dipping into it. Nope, bad pizza chat, bad. We're not dipping into it. We're not dipping our toes into that yet. All right, so... Ray, thank you so much for joining me.
Not a problem.
Not a problem. That's all I get. That's all I get after this epic talk that we had. You're just gonna say not a problem. You know what?
Well, I have to. I was googling something. Sorry. You shall not pass happens at 2 hours 26 minutes and 9 seconds. So we're ahead of time. We're going fast.
That's because we actually skipped a bunch. We skipped the Bilbo and talking to Frodo, and we skipped some other parts in there too. So slow down, guys. God damn it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna have to reschedule. Me and Gray are gonna have to reschedule for the rest of the goodness.
No, this was a lot of fun. It's again, I could talk about Lord of the Rings for ages, and unfortunately, not many of my friends want to do that because they don't have the time to do that. But you're setting time out of your schedule to do it with me, and I'm very, very pleased about that. Okay. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So guys, go follow Gray because Gray's amazing, and he does all kinds of weird shit, and all of his content is absolutely crazy, and it's never the same. That's one of the best things about his channel. It's absolutely never the same. It's always weird and uncalled for and slightly strange. But yeah, it's good. Go follow him. And if you want to hop off, you can, and we'll get together and we'll talk about when we will continue our discussion.
Yeah.
See, there again with the one-word answers. It makes me feel bad.
I have been speaking for 5
That's
hours.
That's not my fault that you streamed beforehand.
I suppose that's true. Yeah, no, I've done this to myself.
You made yourself extremely tired because you have just streamed from, what was it, like 9 o'clock on?
Your time, yeah.
So that's a good jaunt. That's a good jaunt, especially when you get very animated about talking about something you're very passionate about, which is Lord of the Rings. And you should hear me talk about Star Wars. I'll fucking swing my arms all around like I'm doing a workout. But yeah, it's gonna be good. But if you want to hop off, Gray, so you can go eat or do whatever. But I thank you very, very much. And whenever I'm done editing this piece of weirdness, I will post it.
I'm down for my Warhammer tournament tomorrow. It's going to be a good time.
Yes, I wish you much luck with the Warhammer 40K-ness. So.
God, I need it.
All right.
But yes, thank you so much for having me on, Pizza Shannon. This was lovely, and I look forward to the next time we get to waste everyone's time by talking about a movie.
All right, good luck then, okay?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. Wasn't that an adventure? Thank you guys for all hanging out, and oh my god, all of you stuck around for this long. I'm so sorry we went over time, but once you start talking about something you're really passionate about, you tend to get all and I love it. It was good. But thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Beats and Fat and Merps and Feral and Gray. Thank you for your beautiful insight. And we'll be talking about more stuff and things next time.